Hello and welcome to the Crypto Jungle. My name is Blue and I'm here to teach you how to trade and invest in cryptocurrencies using the Wyckoff method. If that is something that interests you, then why don't you hit the subscribe button? I release new content every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at around 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you're new to the channel, I want to welcome you in. We are Wyckoff specialists. We've been trading Wyckoff before it was cool. We're the hipsters of Wyckoff. But in this video series, I've actually done a batch of pre-recorded content. I'm traveling, I'm en route to Bali as we speak. So this is all pre-recorded ahead of time. And this is a bit of an educational series. I'm going to go over and review the Wyckoff structures of the top 5 altcoins by market cap as listed by CoinMarketCap. And we're going to try and dissect these so that you can have a better understanding as to how these market cycles work, how these market cycles play out, so that in the future you have the ability to position yourself alongside the positive momentum of these market moves. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at the number 3 cryptocurrency, number 2 by market cap. Actually, is it? What market cap is it? We're going to look at BNB. Forget where it is. It's one of the top 5 altcoins. So let's go ahead and take a look at BNB. Binance Coin actually had one of the strongest accumulations through the bear market, which is actually very unique and honestly doesn't fit the Wyckoff structure. So in this video, in our breakdown of BNB, we're going to skip the accumulation because I can't offer a valuable interpretation of this structure, because there's just a ton of intrinsic demand while people were using this coin to receive a discount on their trading fees throughout the bear market. Between Bitcoin and Binance Coin, those are the two that actually fared the best through the bear market. And in fact, in certain points of the bear market, BNB was a better performer than Bitcoin. So do remember that for the exchange tokens, because people receive incentives, whether they are long or whether they are short, on the exchanges that they are trading on. But for BNB, I want to talk about reaccumulation. So the other videos, they're prime examples of accumulation. We're going to skip accumulation on BNB, and I want to go ahead and take a look at reaccumulation, because we're up at a swing high, very volatile. Now, what we would be interpreting this as is a potential reaccumulation after decline, which is the weakest of the reaccumulations. So with the reaccumulation after decline, if you were not inside the Discord, go ahead and join the free Discord so that you can get your hands on the free PDFs and you can follow along with these educational videos. But we'll kind of break down what I'm seeing in the charts here. Starting off with this area right here, which was an accumulation in and of itself, but through the macro structure, we're going to go ahead and call it a PSY. PSY is preliminary supply. It is the point at which supply from the large institutional players begins to enter the market. And you can see in the volume signature that supply is beginning to be dumped into the market for the market participants to absorb that supply. Typically they can't. You do get the order books marking up the price to the buyer's climax, but ultimately they're unable to sustain the levels and sustain that demand, and you get a price mark down. So that's exactly what we're seeing right here. Preliminary supply is being dumped into the market. We then go up to our buyer's climax, which is right here. That fails and goes down to our automatic reaction, not our rally, our automatic reaction. And then that can set our trading range. So we have a trading range on top. A little bit of an up thrust action. Now you won't see this in any of the PDFs. This is just something that me and my group have coined. The beautiful thing about the Wyckoff method is it's very free. It's very liberating to have the ability to interpret the price without confines. It's very much so an art, not necessarily a science. There is science to how it works, you know, behind the scenes, but you have flexibility to in your interpretation. So that can kind of help you identify the possibility of fake outs. It can help you identify a lot of the finer nuances where all the other trading methods have very strict parameters, like, oh, if you break this trend line, this happens. If you break this, that means this. we're a lot more flexible because we're not only taking into account what the structure is doing, but we're also paying attention to the participation from the large interests. You can see we had a lot of volume back here and then nothing. So not a lot of institutional participation at this point, and retail can't hold up these high marked up prices. We were up over $700 in BNB. Retail couldn't hold it up. So we did get our sign of weakness. We got our last point of supply and we came down to a lower trading range. So this is kind of the area of interest that we are right now. This is a present interpretation of the health of BNB. So like the other videos are kind of hindsight analysis, this is actually present analysis, but it is limited because we don't have all of the events. So we come down to a seller's climax. This is our local seller's climax. A reminder that this is in the reaccumulation section. We'll draw that across and we'll go to the automatic rally, which, you know, is kind of dealer's choice at this point. Let's go ahead and put it right at the top, give ourselves a larger range, further confirmation, further volatility, further swings, but it's usually the better place to go. We'll mark our automatic rally. And then we need our secondary test, which we haven't printed yet. So let's go ahead and just draw what we might be looking for. Let's say we come down to possibly, you know, somewhere around 275, down near the bottom of the range. We then get another break up. You might encounter some resistance and then possibly a jump up, a test, and then a continuation. That's the bullish case. Oops. Let's redraw that. A move up, a break, a test, and a continuation. There we go. And we'll apply a few labels to that. So this would be our secondary test. Secondary test is really important because it sets the width of the range. We don't actually know what the width of the trading range is until you have those 3 points: seller's climax, automatic rally, secondary test. So until that prints, we don't have the width of the range and phase A can't complete. Phase A. If you guys are interested in learning this method, if you want to have more hands-on coaching, we do teach this method 3 times a week in the virtual classroom. So if you are not a member of VIP, follow the links down below. As a welcome bonus, we are offering 50% off your first month. So $15, you get a month's worth of education, on-demand videos, classrooms 3 times a week. You also get access to our custom indicator, the alphanumerics indicator. There's more information about that in the Discord, and just an awesome community with, you know, high net worth individuals, high net worth traders that are willing to help you and answer any of the questions that you have. So links down below if you are interested. Jump across the creek. The creek is just an area of resistance. So anytime you have an area of resistance, when we're in an accumulation, we're looking for that large move up where we can get that jump across the creek. A good example of the most recent one that we've had is actually in Bitcoin. Bitcoin got a creek jump right here. Very strong candle to the upside, showing you the break through the resistance, now holding as support. This creek jump, just a very strong rally on volume, is kind of what you're looking for a jump across the creek. But let's go back to Binance. So this would be our jump across the creek. We can even label the creek there. So in this drawing that I have, we don't have a spring. You don't always have to have a spring. So we'll call it an LPS, last point of support. Again, very interpretive. And we have another last point of support here. And then we would be looking for another last point of support here. After we get the most important ingredient for confirmation of a trend change, the sign of strength. Once you have the sign of strength, what is the sign of strength? The sign of strength is the first macro higher high. Once you have a higher high, you can begin to interpret that the trend could be changing. We've got the higher high. You then want to confirm on the LPS for a higher low. The trend has changed, the structure has changed. Now we have the ability to position ourselves alongside a newly emerged, a newly formed uptrend. So that's basically what we're looking for. It's one of the most important things to understand. So please learn to visualize, learn to identify these SOS points. So that's basically it for Binance Coin. We need more events to occur. We need more signals to happen. We need to figure out what phase we're in. It's still kind of early. This could very much head to the downside. We could end up printing something like a redistribution. Again, join the free Discord, and there are all of these examples of all the different schematics in there. If there's not enough information because we haven't printed phase A. Until we print phase A, we can't interpret phase B. Phase B is where we develop our bias. So this is pure speculation right now. I can't say that this is going to go one way or the other because we just don't have enough information currently. If I was to go with the local trend, we have changed the trend to a downtrend. So bearing in mind the localized trend, we can expect lower levels just based on trend analysis alone. So I hope you guys learned something today. If you have any projects that you would like me to take a look at, leave them in the comments section down below. If you did enjoy this content, please leave it a like. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you're interested in joining VIP, links down below as well. And please trade safe. It is a jungle out there. Peace.